as a foreign language. This the 317th episode in our history. Facebook is in a bit of hot water. We've been covering that. I've done a couple TikToks that are going quite well. Thank you very much. And so if you haven't checked out what's going on, you might want to dive into Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, we have an expert here today who is an absolute mind-blowing talent. I met her at a networking event. She's got her own agency. They do it all. One of the things they do is fractional CMO. You ever heard of that? That's basically when someone rolls up to a company that doesn't really want to spend $150,000 a year on a full-time CMO. They want someone to guide the marketing for maybe 10 hours a week, that sort of thing. I've been interested in doing that, but she's actually done it. So we're going to pick her brain on that. And backstage, we're having quite a spiritual conversation about being present, about being in the now, about love and the foundations of the universe. So we're going to solve all of your problems today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the incredible Desirae. Hello.
Thank you, Kellen. What an intro. Love it.
So fractional CMO, I'm interested about that. That's kind of neat. So let's say a listener sitting out there going, you know what, I'm halfway decent at marketing. How do I get someone to pay me to lead their marketing team?
So, I honestly, Clairant, we evolved from building websites and doing a lot of content marketing to clients requesting, can you just lead my own team? I have resources internally. I don't have a leader. And the CEO or the COO has no time to spend, or nor do they have the expertise a lot of the times to spend with their team and lead them through, a strategic plan and then implementing that. Anyone can come up with a plan, but then implementation kind of falls short. So we really evolved into our, clients who were just using us for things like social media maintenance, blogging, creating videos for them. Email marketing is big for us. And then that just became, okay, well, I kind of want all of these things, but I want you to run them. I want you to manage them. I want you to use my resources plus your own resources. So we've done a really good job with customizing the leadership from a marketing standpoint for small businesses who, like you said, cannot afford a full-time $150,000 chief marketing officer. And it's worked well. It can be, 5 hours a week. It can be 20 hours a week. It depends on the needs of the company. But all of my clients who are doing it, they're just, very happy they're doing it. There's a lot of value from it. And again, it's all about utilizing the resources and delegating. So my job really is to delegate, whether it's my own resources from Clairant or doing that using the client's resources.
How do you measure ROI in a situation like that? So you show up, you got XYZ people that are taking orders, for lack of a better way of describing it, from you. They are implementing these things. Do you track phone calls? Do you do Google Analytics revenue stuff? How do you report to the client, hey, look, you should keep paying me?
So it depends on the infrastructure that they have, in the first place. So ROI, obviously, everybody measures it differently. I always tell them marketing takes time. You are not going to get an ROI on this in 2 or 3 months. You're not. It's going to take time. You have to commit. You have to be consistent and persistent. So it depends on all the activities they're doing. I know for this one client, we've been really focusing. They do social media with us. They do blogging with us. We built their websites. We update all their content. And we do a massive email marketing campaign. And I would say they started making an ROI, I would say 8 to 9 months in. And now they're killing it because now it's been 1.5 years. And at the beginning, they were at 6 months in, they were like, we don't know if we should keep doing this. And I'm like, please just trust me. It's going to pull through. And one of the things that I got doing with all of my clients was from their email marketing campaigns, utilize the analytics all the time, because what you can do is you can see who opened or clicked on your emails. What I'll do is I'll get a list of everybody who clicked on those emails. I will send it to the sales team if there is one. If it's a one-man operation, I'll send it to that person. And I'll say, please call these people because they literally engaged with your content. They either clicked through to your website, they watched a video, they read a blog, blah, blah, blah. And so I try to track things as much as I can with the resources that I'm given and the budget, of course. But the more trackability you can put behind your marketing activities, the better you're going to be able to track the ROI on everything, because then you know where the success is coming from, or you know where it's not, and therefore you abandon those attempts and you put your resources towards what is successful. But I will tell you that just the salespeople calling the list of who engaged with the emails, they are closing way more deals than if those salespeople were calling, cold calls. So
Yeah, that is fascinating to me. I will reach out via email, and I know that you've interacted with in some way, shape, or form. It assumes, of course, that there's a sales team that is actually doing this work.
yeah.
So the size of the company has to be relevant. How big are these companies? And would you say you do your best work when they have their own sales force?
So I would say not necessarily. I mean, the more help, the better, obviously. But I have one-man operations where I'm, working as their fractional CMO. And that person will do the calling, or I'll get my own team to do the calling. But I would say the most successful, because we have so many resources, there are 50 to 100 people in the company. So I would say that those are the ones that are the well-oiled machine. We have people working on the back end technology aspect of things, like working on drip campaigns. If they're using Salesforce and Pardot, we have one person dedicated just to scrubbing lists constantly, getting more contacts in your list, making sure that they're always relevant and up to date, working on bounce rates and whether people unsubscribed, doing everything by the book. And a lot of my clients ask, well, what's the frequency? How often should we be sending out emails? And they always hate my answer because it's not one answer. It depends on the quality of your content that you're giving to your target market. Is the messaging beneficial in their lives? Is the content that you are providing them and you're trying to reach them with, will it change their life in any way? And will it make them come back for more? And that's what you have to provide. You can't just do some general message out to 50,000 people and expect them all to click and love what you're doing. You have to be as specific as possible and segment your lists. One company might have 10 different revenue streams. Well, I bet all of those revenue streams aren't coming from the same target market. Therefore, the messaging has to change to be attractive to each of those segments.
Yeah, yes, and yes. So we will do email blasts, right, for clients. It's not something we don't do to the level that you do, I don't think. It sounds like you're doing email marketing where there's like a 8 email sequence sort of thing. Come to the website, let me get your email. Now I've got your email. Now you're added to a database. That
Yes.
database goes to the salespeople. They know how the person's interacted. And then they just pick up the phone and call them?
Well, so I have all levels depending on which client it is. I have one client who is so tech savvy, automated. We've automated everything. And so it's amazing how, yes, if somebody everything is gated on the website. If you want to watch a video, it's gated. You have to give me your email address in order for you to watch my video. If you want to download a white paper, if you want to download any type of brochure. But we've created content that is valuable enough for them to do that to give. It's like, I scratch my back, you scratch yours, or opposite. I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
No, the first way is definitely the way, much better.
Exactly,
we'll just scratch our own backs. It's fine.
But the point is that I also have clients who don't want to automate anything. They want everything manual because they believe that, they don't have the budget for it. They may not have the resources for it, and that's okay, but you just have to put more legwork into it. So yes, I mean, we definitely have that well-oiled machine where everything's automated. We have the workflows. If a new contact comes in within 30 days, they automatically get email A. If they open email A, they automatically in 1 week later get email B. If they don't, email A is resent to them. So yes, it's like drip campaigning, but automated.
Yeah, you're inspiring me because I'm just talking to Michelle, the VP of Sales and Operations at Center Rising today, and we had this conversation. Des, if I can call you Des, um,
Can I call you Kel?
you sure can. You sure. And the idea is like, you and I have been going to all these like networking events and speed networking, and it's like Melaleuca salesperson, other MLM person, insurance agent, legal shield representative, and God bless them. They're out there hustling, doing their thing. That's cool. I'm down with it. They aren't clients of ours typically, right? This sort of notion. Okay, great. So
Yeah.
I keep thinking, well, what can I do for these people? Like, how can I be of service to them? And listening to you is getting me into this idea of, because we already have trainings, like Instagram trainings, TikTok trainings, YouTube trainings on the website. And I need to make a little mental shift where I just say, hey, go here, give me your email address, so they opt in, and then you can access all of these, all of this material.
Yeah.
And then, just open up like
Kellen's
sort of a
Academy.
training thing.
Kellen's Academy of Marketing.
Yes, it's got alliteration, so it will absolutely work.
Right? It has to.
It has to. That's how it works. So I guess my question for you then is, this CMO stuff, is it taken off with word of mouth?
I would say so right now. Yes, we've started to, we only recently even added it to the website. It's like, wait a second, we're gaining revenue here. Why not create an actual service that people can click on and get more information and hire us for? So we just recently did that. I just did a video for my services pages. Like, I might as well tell people why all these things are important. So that's on there. And then we also do a 5-minute marketing with Clairant series. I don't know if I told you about that earlier, but that's been gaining a lot of attraction. A lot of people just enjoy the free. First of all, you can learn something in 5 minutes. You don't have to sit there for an hour at the academy. And, it's all about growing your small business or startup, and just anything you can do from a digital marketing standpoint. Doesn't even have to be digital marketing. It can be other ways to grow your business. But that's been doing really well for us too. And it's a good place to store content on YouTube. We embed that in our websites. We push it out on social media, and it's been very effective. So
yeah, YouTube Shorts is interesting to me. We did a couple of videos there. I should really keep that going. Nothing beats TikTok in my experience for just quantity of views nowadays. And I feel like a lot of people judge that platform as being some sort of dance platform when it's not.
So I don't use it at all. So I can't even give you my intake. I know what my children are doing on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where like, a lot of people will say things like, yeah, but that's not my demographic. It's like, it would be like someone 20 years ago saying, Facebook is not my demographic.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you look,
There's
develop
100 million people on it. So
an audience. Yeah. Cause like if I put a YouTube video up, it's going to get 20 views, 30 views, 45 views, maybe 100 and some if I'm lucky. If I put a LinkedIn post, I don't know, 8 views, 10 views, Twitter, 8, 10, 12, TikTok, 1,200.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be able to move that audience. It's like, you got to start somewhere.
I agree. But is that because you have a big following?
No.
No. So how do people see your videos?
So TikTok's wild because I feel like it's almost like the evolution of a cell or an organism is the way the internet is starting to behave. And it's like a certain kind of little organism. Like social media sites behave differently when they're young. And the way, according to this dude with 2 thumbs, that the early ones behave is there are way more users than there are creators. That tends to be the thing. And then eventually people go, you know what, this is going to actually stick around. Maybe I should get into this. And they've been on the platform long enough where they think, maybe I'll create on it. Because when I go to the people that are liking and following my content on TikTok, none of them are producing anything. I click down them because I'll go and I'll like their content. They have no content.
Yeah.
And so it's just a bunch of people that are just enjoying the platform, not creating on it, not posting on it. And because that's the truth, boom, you have, just the ratio for creators is more favorable. And so that's why it was working.
But is it all random? How does it show up on their feed? And I have people who do my social media, so I just don't have time to even explore it, but educate me here.
Yeah, well, I feel the same way when you talk about email drip campaigns. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I know we do some of that. I'm like, huh, what? And so the thing about TikTok that I find so fascinating is there are famous SAT prep people, there are famous lawyers, there are, it's not what you think it is if you've never been on the platform. A lot of heartfelt content, poets. It's a really beautiful platform. It also is the first introduction of a non-American social media platform that really took off. And despite Trump and the military and like all of this opposition to it, like it's here to stay. Like they really fought against it for a minute. It's not going anywhere. So basically, I'll put it to you this way. My sister, who owns Chelsea Smith Cosmetics out of Sacramento, California, does 4 TikToks a day. And she did a TikTok live and she made $45,000 selling wigs, which come from, whatever. I'm not going to get, anyway, the point is that, it is, she's had, what's the word to describe it? Audience viewership, people who love her from the Facebook days but TikTok is when she really took off, So there's my pitch for TikTok.
Go TikTok.
Yeah, what the heck? So one of the things I like about this conversation is that you and I have different focuses, and different sort of skill sets. We should both pitch a gigantic company. We should pitch like CNN together, or some massive, like Fortune 5 Coke. We should get Coke as a client.
Coke and Pepsi.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get Coke and Pepsi. I like that idea. No, because I see sort of some interesting synergies. So let's talk a little bit about the curse of the marketer, which is getting your own clients is so different than getting clients for a client of yours, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So what can you define that for the folks? Like, what is that? And what do you do to get clients?
Well, I mean, I think it's a lot like the shoemaker who has holes in his shoes, right? So, I'm doing all of the right things for my clients and they're prospering from it, but you're taking the time away from building your own company, which I make an effort not to do, by the way. I make an effort to make that time and to assign my employees to have time to grow Clairant. But for the first year, I mean, yeah, all you're doing is growing your own business, but you're also taking care of your clients. And a lot of Clairant's growth had halted because, wow, now we have a lot of clients and wow, we need to really be, giving them the time that they deserve. And so, yeah, that's what it is. We're spending all our time making our clients more revenue and you sort of abandon your own brand. But lately I've been putting more emphasis on that. That's why I'm doing every week I do a new 5-minute marketing with Clairant. I'm starting to do a lot of these things with different agencies, and we have live events, or we'll do podcasts. That's very helpful too, because you keep the recording, you distribute that once in a while on either email marketing or social media. And of course, you have them accessible on the website. Anything you can do to just drive traffic to your website where people will hang out because they love your content, whether that's in the form of a blog, of a video. That's what I'm trying to do. And now I'm starting to get clients who are finding me organically. And, I'm only 2 years new here. So, you need to establish, I remember I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of training, self-training with Neil Patel. Do you know Neil Patel?
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah.
famous now digital marketer. He's awesome. I love his branding. I love he literally just wants to give you free information, and that's how he gets all his clients, because he's proving that he is, a leader in the industry with thought leadership. All of his, his videos are awesome. But I remember him saying that, it doesn't take months to grow a bit. It takes years. It takes years. You have to be patient. Another marketer said 400 pieces of content before any of them start doing anything for you organically. So, and again, that can be in a form of a video, that can be in the form of any type of text, article, press release, blog, whatever, you're pushing out on your channels. But it's true. I think if I could give one piece of advice for any growing business, it's like, be patient, but be consistent. Don't give up. You can't give up, but do the right things, do them well, do them consistently, and just be persistent, and it will come. It will.
I only need 83 more episodes and I'll be at 400. So that's it.
There you go.
There we go. So we're
That's
so close.
awesome.
Yeah. So 83 more. That's it.
And when did you doing them?
When did I start?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Hey, who do you think's calling? It's a spam call. So what's the thing about what's the point I'm trying to make? So it was over a year ago. So I've been doing Monday through Friday, 10:30 live. I started just doing kind of recaps of news and that sort of thing. Honestly, my favorite thing about this show is I've learned that having conversations live is just really exhilarating and fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy the game of it. And so it's just, it's something that I would do even if they didn't pay me to do it, sort of thing. And
Yeah.
then the SEO benefit is amazing. So this show is on Restream, and this is, for people listening, you can just copy what I do. And so it goes live on LinkedIn, Twitter. It used to be Periscope. Now it's just Twitter, Twitch. Twitch is amazing if you've never gone down the Twitch path, YouTube and Facebook. And then the next day takes a full day to get the MP4 from YouTube, but you take the MP4 and you put that in something called Buzzsprout, and Buzzsprout syndicates it to 15 podcast platforms.
Mhm.
And so you end up with 20 backlinks every day.
Awesome.
And it's like, beat that from an SEO perspective. You can't. And then YouTube auto captions everything. And so every word we're saying, every time we see SEO, marketing, social media, blah, 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 it's all part of the puzzle,
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Keep
So
doing it.
yeah, so I will. But I'm excited about TikTok because TikTok's getting the numbers. And then once TikTok, and what's funny is the last couple of videos I've been doing, I mentioned that I'm the owner of a digital marketing company. I'm mentioning that, and it's not affecting things at all. They're still getting 80 likes, 1,200 views,
That's good.
because it's relevant. I'll say, well, as the owner of a digital marketing company, this, and I'm going to start transitioning into, as the owner of Send It Rising Internet Marketing, I know that, blah, 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 blah. And so the branding will slowly start to creep in there. And yeah, so anyway, that's my 2 cents. 5 years from now, you'll be 29, and you'll be where exactly? How many employees? How many clients? What will you be doing?
Wow. It's funny because when I first started this, I did the 10-year plan, cut that into half to 5-year plan. I haven't looked at it in a while. I know that I'm growing faster than I anticipated. I have about 40 clients now. I started last February 2019. I had 2 clients, but I started November 2019 I started. In February 2020, I had 2 clients. Now I have almost 40. So I would say 5 years from now, I hope I'm hitting $1 million in revenue. I'm going to have a few more employees. I'm hiring right now. If anybody needs a digital marketing management job, please call me. I'm looking. I'm getting the job description ready to go, like right after this call.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's this role that we have. I I think I've underestimated just how prolific it is and just how many people are doing what we do. It's sort of like the new thing that entrepreneurs do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there's crypto, which is huge, and a lot of people are playing in that space, but marketing is absolutely taken over. And one of the reasons is that, I as long as the education system stays similar to how it is, we will never have this like need for teachers. It's easy to find teachers because we literally put kids in that environment for 12 years. If we put them in a plumbing, scenario, we'd have a ton of plumbers. But
Exactly.
but we literally train teachers. It's like it's the one profession every kid has watched their entire life, over and over again. And so the same is true for social media. So a lot of the kids, kids these days, listen to that coming out of my face. They
Old now.
Oh, it happened right now. This is the moment.
This is
And old. They live on the internet, and so they're like, well, I can market on the internet. That's not that hard. And then you couple with Google Ads certification free online, Facebook Ads certification free online. And you're gonna have a glut of marketers, of people that are doing what we do. What do
you
you
see,
feel about that?
well, yeah, I agree with you. I think there's so many different sources for information, and not any one of them is any, worse or better than the other. My schooling is in neuroscience. I used to be a neuroscientist, and I did it for 6 years. I loved it. I was literally doing brain surgery on rats and mice, and doing drug addiction research, schizophrenic research. I loved it, but I needed people in my life instead of animals. I love animals. Before this call, I was just chasing my chickens because they're getting out of the yard. But I like came in sweating. I'm like, damn those chickens. But anyway, so my point is that I feel like I'm self-made, but I also am a seeker of information. I'm always reading books. Like, I mean, I have so many right here, but like, here's one, like, great book. I'm trying to like find but I'm always watching YouTube videos. I'm always listening to people like you. I'm always getting information from other business owners. How did you do it? What mistakes did you make? What were your best practices? And I think that's a big thing takeaway for me, is that I'm not going to hire someone based on their education, because if somebody looks at me and they're like, well, you're a neuroscientist, what do you know about marketing? But I know a whole lot about marketing from a scientific approach, which makes me very analytical. I love data. I love basing my future decisions in marketing on the data that we have collected, whether that's in data from the industry or whether that's data from the actual brand. And I think so many companies don't do that, and they should be. And their marketing and sales both need to be doing that. But for me, like, yeah, just because my education is in neuroscience doesn't mean I'm not good at marketing. And so when I hire somebody, I like, okay, a high school degree is great, but if you have all this experience in marketing, but you don't have a degree in it, I don't care about that.
Oh yeah,
I don't care.
bingo. I felt the same. I really feel like the devalue, the degree, at least for our industry, engineering, whatever, veterinarian, like they're different, like
Absolutely.
disciplines.
Doctor, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but for our industry, it's sort of, it doesn't matter. Like, show me how many WordPress websites you've developed. Show me something you've marketed. Show me if you know how to track calls. Google Analytics is. Can you set up conversions in Google Analytics? How much Google Ads experience do you have? Facebook ads. Can you graphic design? I can do Canva. How about Photoshop? You know what I mean? And you just go down. You just go down the line. Yeah, so very interesting.
It's
10.
also the attitude, right? Not to cut you off, but you hire an attitude, you teach a skill, and I firmly believe in that.
I love that. I've never even heard that. 10:59, so we're wrapping up here. YouTube.com/Send It Rising is where you can go for the live show, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to help us with the algorithm, swing by youtube.com/Send It Rising. Hit the like button on a video or 12. Leave a comment. We love you. If you're listening to us after the fact on iTunes, Spotify, or the many other podcast platforms which we are currently inhabiting, we love you too. Thank you so much. Our guest today, Desirae Haluk, absolutely killing the game. Leave them with some wisdom and your contact information, Desirae.
Don't boil the ocean. You can do, effective marketing with very simplified approaches, and it can be affordable. And you can find me at clairantservices.com, Clairant, like my children's names, Claire and Anthony, Clairant. And check out 5 Minute Marketing with Clairant on YouTube.
Bingo. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next
Thank
time.